All right, ladies and gents, welcome to the first quarterfinal in Sudden Disaster 2. This tournament has been so fun. So many big upsets. You could argue that maybe Classic Pro being here was an upset. He had the crazy victory in Game 5 to beat Nikov in his 3-2 victory. Sorkuma also had a great series in the round of 16. He won 3-2 over Margugu. So both these players, very talented. And with some of the big names that have already been knocked out in this tournament, I think everyone's looking at this bracket saying, hey, I might be able to win this thing. Still a long way from that, I suppose. But they're pretty close now into the final 8. Sorkuma is playing as the Turks here. And then we have the Persians for Classic Pro. And Sorkuma is bringing in a boar from the north with his scout. So this is triple tunnel. The northern tunnel always has a boar. The southern tunnel always has a boar. There's no boar in the middle. Some people have actually used their villager because they don't want to waste the scout HP. But honestly, the scout's looking like a pretty good idea right now. Obviously, you lose some HP. But that's a really fast way. That's some fast food right there to bring it underneath your TC. Now, most of the games that play out on this map go very late. And that is just due to the fact that there's a large distance between the two of them. And then you can get more economy on this map compared to others because you have the pond. So I would expect both players to be planning around building a dock and adding a couple fishing ships. To a couple of the Twitch chatters that are saying, did Sorkuma just kill the boar with his TC? Oh my god, what a mistake. Because, you know, for the last 23 years, if you were to do that and take that risk, it would kill the food. The most recent patch, they made it so if you do that, there's literally no downside. So yeah, that was actually intentional. I still think there should be slightly less food if you do something like that to at least make there be some reward for the risk. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to start talking about that right now. Turks are insane if they can get fast imp. Hand cannons, cav archers, bombard cannons, they're really strong. But the Persians, they have the strongest TC in the game, and this is sudden death. Not only that, but their TC works perfect. Their TC works faster than others. So there's really no way to get ahead of the Persians economically. I guess the only argument would be the Turks mine gold really heavily because they have a gold mining bonus, but Persians should be good. But I do think you have some concerns on what you make army-wise with Persians because I don't think that going for... And here he brings in another boar. I have never seen this. This is going to be 4 boars for Sorkuma. Damn. 4 versus 2. But, yeah, I don't think the ideal Persian army is necessarily easy to get to. Because you normally want to be going for cav. And lots of knights is kind of difficult in one town center scenarios. So, Sorkuma's gotten all the boars. I think this almost guarantees it's going to be a fast castle. Classic Pro is scouting pretty heavily. Now, what you could do is you could still rush Feudal Age and just lean more towards the second dock and lots of fish. Because you can only add fish traps in the Feudal Age. So, just to be safe, you might still see Sorkuma go Feudal. I think that's a smart play with Classic Pro lurking around. And Classic Pro's on the way up now. And he'll probably go for some form of military. A scout very weak here for Sorkuma. But does Classic Pro even know that? Classic Pro hasn't really looked for the boar. Maybe he tried to do the same thing up here. But probably if he sees that scout, he's going to click it. And he'll want to chase that down. And there's the scout coming through now. Classic Pro's scout will be in Feudal Age faster. And Classic Pro's already trying to get in front of it. And yeah, Classic Pro knows now. Classic Pro sees that's weak, knows exactly what that means. And Sorkuma probably senses Classic Pro's looking for him. I just don't think Sorkuma saves his scout. So I think Sorkuma will have to respect the fact that Classic Pro can be going for the military. When you see Feudal Age, that's what you have to expect. Ideal world, though, is he scouts it. He didn't scout the other gold, so it still could be man-at-arms. And, oh, we got the gate there from Classic Pro. Classic Pro's locked in here. Will Sorakuma see the barracks? No. So, Scout goes down. I would expect the barracks from Sorakuma. There it is. And both players probably just playing in towards Scouts here. The stable's on the way up for Classic Pro. He will be a Scout up, of course, and his TC works even faster now. So, should be good for him. Long term, you really have to think about the stone and gold in the middle of these tunnels. So, you could argue you're kind of fighting for the positioning there. And Sorakuma is not going to add a stable himself. He's going for big walls, and he's adding spearmen now. Again, he doesn't know what the build is for Classic Pro, but it seems like he's guessed correctly. I think if it was Man-at-Arms, he would have already seen something, and his opponent wouldn't have been Feudal Age that fast, so there's things that you can speculate on. Spearman's going to go forward now. Let's see if he gets a hit. And... Yep, gets 2 hits, actually. Oh! Somebody just said Classic Pro is locked in. That's your fault. He became very unlocked there. And nice hits there from the Spearman. And now Sorakuma knows it's Scouts, if he didn't know before. So with the way he's walling, he would miss out on these berries. Actually misses out on all his berries, so that's not ideal. But no, he's going to take these berries. I was going to say, maybe it's bearable to not have the berries if you also had the boars, Stiller on Llama, and then have this many fishing ships. Sorakuma didn't pick the Turks for the early game. He picked the Turks for the late game. Has another Spearman prepared. And we'll get these walls down very quickly. And the Scouts for Classic Pro haven't really been able to do much. Could transition to Archers now. He has walled this, which is nice. Will he add a range? Feels like it. Yep. And then we'll probably see a couple fills to gold. But, and he's not going to be farming and fishing as heavily if he's spending this much wood. And now Classic Pro is going to see a market from Sorakuma. Sorakuma's Spearmen are going to come over now. Still not fully walled. I think Sorakuma's playing towards a castle here. That stone's there on the back. Oh, man. Scouts are running through. Sorakuma was in no rush to wall this. Probably should have been. Look at Classic Pro distract the TC fire there. Well, that'll make Classic Pro feel better about things. And it's getting the villager pick is nice, but Sorakuma still should probably be fine. At least until the archers show up. And the archers are going to be showing up. And once the archers are here, the 3 scouts will have enough support. The spearman defense will not be enough. I actually think Sorakuma can just play in towards Light Cav and Castle Age. A couple Light Cav with Turks with the extra Pierce Armor against the archers and the weak scouts could be really strong. But can he make it there? Love how Classic Pro didn't even wait. Is move forward right away, get the kills. And now Sorakuma is heading to stone. He's fully walled. We'll have to keep track of the amount of fish traps. It's 100 wood investment per each fish trap, which takes time. Double dock for Classic Pro, but again, only 2 fish traps. And the shore fish are quickly disappearing now. The spears are there. And the spears will just focus on that archer right now. Might be able to kill it, but if anything, he's just making Classic Pro work a little bit harder and giving himself a little bit more time to decide how he plays this. And yeah, archer will survive. Spearmen go down. Sorakuma's up. I would like to see... Oh, he's going for an archer range. What? Well, honestly, I think this might just be for 2 skirms. My first thought was Cav Archers, but if you're already on stone, you're not also committing to Cav Archers. So he's debating right now on how dangerous this is. And he's going to decide to opt... He's going to opt for a tower here. Which is the safe approach, but could argue that 1 or 2 skirms could have helped. But he just went up so quick here. Still only has 3 fish traps. He'll stonewall this way. Probably needs to stonewall this way to protect his pond. If you lose your pond, you're dead here. And tower is a pretty good decision. Classic Pro will try and pressure somewhere else. This is actually a very good place to pressure right here on the front. That's a lot of open air behind that. And there's no vills around the TC to garrison. It's just not a normal thing to think about, guys. But like that, there's no vills there. The TC's not actually scary here. The scouts are attacking the house. Sorakuma stonewalling this way. Sorakuma will be stonewalled the other way. One of these archers is weak. One of the scouts is also weak, but the house is going down, and the archers do have fletching. So with good micro, Classic Pro can punish this. And look at how Classic Pro is keeping that archer alive there. Really well played. This is why I would have really liked a stable for Light Cav. You have 3 Light Cavs show up, you could probably engage against all this. This is risky times for Sorakuma. But he hasn't lost any villagers yet. He is in the Castle Age. He's dropping a monastery now. He just needs to hold. The villagers probably need to rotate back. Get some healthy friends in here. And Classic Pro's later, but Classic Pro's position, I think, is way stronger right now. 7 fish traps, has farms, took his berries, is walled in the middle. His army could offer a lot of value long term. I guess it was 2 villagers lost for Sorakuma here. And now we'll drop the castle, and he's kept himself in this. Did research armor for the skirm, so they survive a few more shots from the archers. It's close, though. It feels like once he shows up with 1 monk, this whole army for Classic Pro will have to back away. And then he's on Janissaries, which is really strong with Turks. Even the threat of mass Janissaries has to make Classic Pro make some pretty tough decisions. A monk is there. Classic Pro still wants to stay here. Conversion happens, and then that scout immediately kills a unit. Scout does go down, but yeah, I think Sorakuma is going to be fine. I don't think Classic Pro saw the castle, and he loses all of his scouts. Would have been nice to keep a scout for here and a scout for here. But now he doesn't have that anymore. You know what would be so sick here, guys? Is if Sorakuma, who's kind of had a rough start. I mean, there's some idle time. This pressure's added up. It'd be so sick if Sorakuma makes 2 units and stops. Sounds ridiculous. He's probably not going to do that. But I want to see him force a crazy reaction. But we've got a second range from Classic Pro. He's going to try and mass lots of crossbows. Maybe think about skirms. I think what I said is the wrong move. It's not like you can go imp right now anyways, so you should probably just be producing as much as possible, but it'd be kind of cool. I think he really needs to focus on the fishing ships. That's the best way to expand your eco here. Really needs a new lumber camp, too. This is not as efficient. You can tell Classic Pro's really focused on the efficiency. Look at the difference in the economies now. It's just the military difference now, and Sorakuma is going to sneak up here for a relic. And Sorakuma might be able to make it back, and now he's got his Janissaries running through the middle, and he's going to drop a siege workshop. So he's doing the opposite. Big pressure. And then triple archer range, cav archer production from Classic Pro. How beneficial would Parthian tactics here be here against Janissaries? It's 17 attack, but it is pierce attack. So Parthian should assist in some ways. You can get it in Castle Age with Persians. And Janissaries are just so strong in choke points. And Classic Pro is hoping to double back here for this Janissary. The other monk is found, and that's great for Classic Pro. That's so good. Especially if he's able to kill a unit here. It'll eventually lose these archers anyways, so killing the monk already makes this worth it. Sorakuma backing away. And Sorakuma might be able to save this and heal this up for a rainy day. Yeah, he's going to be able to save it. But now the cav archers are in the middle. The siege workshop's denied. And oh, man, this is so good for Classic Pro. He's so far ahead economically. Look at the difference. There's been a lot of other drafts where Twitch chat is asking, why is no one picking Persians, T90? And I was like, I mean, certain maps don't fit Persians as much, but this is amazing. And you have the pond. I think the timing that Sorakuma needed to have was there. Like, and now that's gone. Good luck recovering from this. The cav archers have good upgrades. And behind this, Persian economy is only getting stronger. Sorakuma has to mass up now. Was able to get 1 relic. Maybe can get the second. Classic Pro has weaknesses in Imp with the Cav Archers, too. He doesn't get Bracer. Sorakuma's going for another castle? Wait, what? Also, he's told this villager to build this gate, and it's pathed that way. He wants to trap this army. This could be really interesting, though. If he can place that gate there, these Cav Archers are kind of useless. And then he might be able to fight these Cav Archers, might be able to drop a castle on the front, and things get wild. See, look, Classic Pro is definitely clicking his units over here to support. But his units have to path the whole, the other direction now. Nervous times for Classic Pro, who's about to click up to the Imperial Age, but his army's not looking so strong all of a sudden. And if a castle goes up on that hill, his TC's right beyond this, and he's not on stone yet for his own castle. That gate from Sorakuma is really smart. Cav Archers are coming home. Siege Workshop will complete, and that castle could go up. Let's see, how does Classic Pro address this? To stop the castle, you have to sacrifice a lot of army and get close. And oh man, the Janissaries are looking so good now. The castle's at 50%. There's a monk here as well. Oh man, Sorakuma taking some really good engagements. Nice shot from Classic Pro to delay this. But I don't think he's actually denying this. He adds a knight now. Maybe I'm wrong. Delaying is still fine when you have a lead. The knight will go down. The ram will stay up. The castle's still not up, though. And the clock is ticking for Sorakuma to pressure with Classic Pro on the way to Imp. Only 11 Cav Archers now for Classic Pro. Another knight just will get destroyed. Castle's at 50%. I think Sorakuma, I guess it's okay that he's getting lots of military kills, but he really needs to just go forward a bit more now. But Castle's going to go up. He's trying to use the range difference, so he didn't want to lose any army. This is heavy pressure on Classic Pro. And all of his ranges are here, and he doesn't get Bracer with his Civ. This is why playing Cav Archers with Persians is more of just a mid-game thing. Now, he does have lots of houses and outposts over here. He did get 2 relics there. He also has Vills on gold tier. So I was thinking gold would be an issue, but maybe not. He's getting Parthian tactics now, getting husbandry for speed. His Cav Archers will get stronger. But if his TC goes down, he's dead. This is where having Persians is nice, though. It takes 10 petards to take down the TC. 10. But TC's being targeted now, and Rams are coming as well. It's possible that maybe Classic Pro freaks out, loses a lot of army. This is looking difficult, guys. How has Sorakuma been able to make this happen? It was such a rough start. It's also here with the Vills, like he wants to build another castle, which would make Classic Pro scared here. But Classic Pro doesn't know he doesn't have any stone. I think he's just going to repair the ram. Yeah, he is ramming, and he is janning, and he is ramming right now. Janissary, ram, petard even. I would say don't make petards against Persians. You need the rams. Bombard cannons on the way. This is really important for Classic Pro. That's the only thing that he has that can outrange these Janissaries. He's also making his own hand cannons. All good move, but his archer ranges are going down. So, I don't know if that investment will work out here. Can Classic Pro hold? He has 8,000 more resources collected. But the fights have been horrible for him. I think we might see Sorakuma dive for the bombard cannons when he sees them. He might just have to run in. He's repairing the rams. He's going for it. He's definitely running in now. The petard gets sniped. He has to out-micro the bombard cannons. He's slowly doing some damage to the TC, but way too slow. Still only being in Castle Age. If bombard cannons change the game, and Classic Pro is really starting to mass them now, I think Classic Pro maybe's done enough to start to push this back. Look at how many fist traps he has here. 21. So Sorakuma, you could tell, just was being more aggressive. He only has 15. But this is huge, and this was huge. Taking these areas was so important. If Sorokuma sends any army here, Classic Pro loses 15 vills. I think he just went up there to get that relic. So yeah, if he can send something there, that's good. But then if he's sending something there, he's no longer here, which he kind of needs as well. See if Sorokuma gets distracted at all, because the Cav Archers are not that big of a threat to these Janissaries. Big shot there from Classic Pro with the Bombard Cannons. And he's even getting heavy Cav Archer now. Bombard Cannons is just so tough. You can't get in close. Yeah, the Cav Archers are the meat shield for the Bombard Cannons now. Sorokuma's chances, I think, are slowly disappearing here. Just so solid from Classic Pro. So freaking solid. Maybe last chance for Sorokuma now. If he can snipe the Bombard Cannons, he has chances with the Rams and the Janissaries. But his castle's about to go down, and Classic Pro should know to look nowhere else. Castle falls. Yep, it does fall. Can Sorokuma push this? Crazy amount of Bombard Cannons. 7 Bombard Cannons. How important has this gold been? That gold has been everything, man, because he's almost out of this gold. And you could tell Sorokuma's just decided, okay, I can't push. I will lose if I try. And now he's going to attempt to go imp. But he will lose a lot of grounds. It's probably the best decision for him here is to back up, because if he does send it, he's dead. But it kind of feels like if he hasn't been able to kill Classic Pro now, or Classic Pro yet, he might be the one to die here in the first game. Again, think that's a game-changing move. A couple units up there. He has not noticed that. But he might start to shift his focus there, because now he's thinking about transitions. Damn, another big shot from the Bombard Cannons. Cav Archers are looking pretty tanky now. They actually have full available upgrades. So crazy Pierce Armor. And Sorokuma's like, can you build faster, please? Build these walls faster. Let me through. I mean, he'll lose the vills. He saves the army. He can make Bombard Cannons himself immediately. And he does have Bombard Cannons with more range than Persians, if he can get the technologies in. The only way Classic Pro loses this, in my opinion, is if he doesn't wall this. He walls both these areas, it's not a game he can lose. He has access to so much gold. But lots of focus on the middle right now. He knows he has Sorokuma on the ropes. And he breaks right through and continues to push back Sorokuma, who's still a minute away from Imperial Age. It's amazing when you can click the Cavalier upgrade, get the armor upgrades, and you haven't even needed to make the units. He only made 1. He's just saving for Savar. Oh! Okay. Well, a Bombard Cannon goes down, but at what cost? Yeah, you move in too close to the Cav Archers. And now your Janissaries just get smashed. And Bombard Cannons could actually just go for the TC if they want to. Oh my goodness, dude! GG. What a game from Classic Pro. And that's why you pick Persians right there. So I kind of question the Persians late game, but this was good enough, man. I really think the key from Classic Pro was early castle and denying the forward siege workshop. When you are playing Sorokuma's strat, you're accepting that you're going to have the weaker economy, and you just want to, you need to continue to win fights. And he just didn't have the numbers. He didn't expect the Cav Archers from Classic Pro. Also, Classic Pro made all of this look way easier than it actually is. Super low idle TC time, crazy fishing ship count. Hit the front of his base got castle dropped and pushed, and he still reached imp at a crazy time. He moved out here for the golds. He got the relics and the golds and the stones. I mean, that's just amazing play from Classic Pro. So Sorokuma maybe a little like lacking a little bit of an edge here, a little bit of sharpness. Woodline's not looking too hot. But yeah, maybe we shouldn't be critical on a Woodline when they were fighting that much. And just Turks couldn't get their timings down. And Classic Pro will be happy with the KD. He had 4,000 more food, 5,000 more gold that game. Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. You can have such a good economy you can actually afford to lose some fights. But he was winning the fights as well. Well played. Okay, so feels like an important one for Classic Pro to tie it up now. We're catching up to live time. Sorry for all the weird llama noises, but there are llamas on this map. Sorakuma has gone for his #1 pick here. This is the... I think this Civ has the highest win rate out of any Civ on this map. I could be wrong on that, but I'm making that claim after watching lots of games. Spanish conquistadors have ruined people. And you have 2 castles to do so. Initially, I didn't think that that would be possible, because I felt like you weren't going to have the food to produce that many conks. But like 6 to 8 conquistadors just beats everything in the early stages, because you don't need to benefit from blacksmith upgrades and wait for that. So I like the pick of Spanish. Having said that, Bengalis are maybe one of the best tips to beat it. You have guaranteed better economy because you get additional vills. And Ratha are a high HP unique unit that can beat most other unique units. So, at least with the Ratha, they don't have the damage output of the conks, but they have the HP. So they're thicker, but they're weaker. And then the conquistadors are, I don't know, thinner, but stronger. You know what I mean. Gold positions are kind of important to look to, because they'll have a lot on gold. This gold is a little bit behind the TC. This gold is absolutely horrible. I get it. It's not a 100k tournament. But this main gold being the main gold for one player and this being the main gold for another is just not a good feeling to see. In fact, Sorakuma is not even going to count this as a potential option. It's so far forward. So he will actually have to take the 4-tile gold, which could be an issue, depending. But I like the idea behind it. Now, hold on a second. Sorakuma hasn't gone for a lumber camp. Sorakuma is just dropping stragglers. He might actually be trying to just build the castle, like go for a new castle and build it on Classic Pro's face. We'll see. That is a strat. You can, instead of playing unique unit, you can just play towards another castle and just build it immediately on their face. Yeah, he's up super quick here. What in the world? See, I don't think it's the castle build, though. I think he just... The only wood he's going to spend this game is on the market and the blacksmith, and then everything else is food, and everything else is on gold. It's just full conks from there. Now, what he won't have is he won't have the ability to farm, because he won't have consistent wood income. But he's hoping he'll already have such a big lead it won't even matter at that stage. So we'll see if he can get up here. Very tight up time from Classic Pro as well. Only he has the lumber can. A T90 lean and mean. Yeah, I guess the conks are lean and mean. That'd be a good good explanation. Why are the castles shooting their own walls? It's not their own walls. It's actually Gaia walls. So to actually use your castles, you need to get rid of those walls. Very unique map. Lots of weird elements to it you don't normally see. So he needs 325 wood to afford the market and the blacksmith. He has 301. He might be ever so slightly late on the timing. He's trying to get it right. He will build the market. Then the wood drops off for the blacksmith. That's actually perfect. And now nothing else on wood. And he will sell his stone to get some gold. Buy food if need be. Probably needs to buy a little bit. And Classic Pro is essentially doing the same thing, only Classic Pro isn't factoring in taking gold yet. He will take the gold. He'll have the wood income for a mining camp. Notice that no one's going for a dock. In earlier stages, people would go for a dock for the long-term fish benefit and the relics, but so many people have just died before that ever kicks in. I like the map, but I think the best way this map is played is just YOLO army numbers, and there's no better way to play. And wow, Classic Pro had a weak Vil there. He doesn't have Loom. That should have been a dead Vil, but Classic Pro with the quick walls. Let's go. That's pretty sick. I think Sorakuma is tempted to go for the others now. And he might as well just try, because he's going to lose this scout anyways. And he gets it. So could have honestly been 2 Vil kills. That's something. I don't hate that because I don't think the Scout's as beneficial here as on other maps. And actually, the Scout got brought over by Classic Pro when he was pushing in that Ibex. So that Ibex isn't underneath his TC now. And maybe Sorakuma can even save the Scout. That would be crazy. It's actually 2 hits from going down. Wow, he's going to save this. And if Classic Pro's stubborn, he could lose his Scout. He needs to bail here. Yep, he does. Scout can just go heal up. Nothing on wood for Sorakuma. Nothing. With no plans to ever go to wood. Crazy. I think these Vils are simply just going to move over to the berries. So that's his food income. This is his gold income. Conquistadors. Classic Pro starting to wall. Man, this map is confusing. For so long, even when I was playing it, I just assumed you couldn't wall on this terrain because other maps that have this terrain don't let you wall. But walling to funnel any of the pressure from the conks into your castle is huge here. That's a really nice detail from Classic Pro. Conquistadors are on the way. 6 Conquistadors in queue. Classic Pro needs to get Bodkin Arrow. He does have that on the way, and he's got Ratha on the way. But I don't even think... Like, can you justify a monastery and a monk here? The build seems so ridiculously tight, I don't even think that's possible. Wonder if he left this open, so if Sorakuma clicks, it would run into the castle instead of around. Sorakuma doesn't expect those walls, right? I don't think Sorakuma has to respect the TC fire that much. There's not going to be Vils around. Let's see how these units perform against each other. So far, Sorakuma hasn't hit anything. He did just there. Even ballistics feels like it's going to be tough to justify. If the conks hit, they're going to shred. If they get hit, they will go down faster than the Ratha will. The conks are not killing anything yet. Scout comes in as a distraction. This is full micro, guys. Idle TC for Sorakuma. It's full conks. You might not like it, but this is peak Age of Empires. YOLO army. At least there's some Vil production for Classic Pro. If he doesn't die, this will be better for him. Then he's up 2-0. I don't know, though. The Ratha are looking pretty shaky now, dude. The damage output from Conquistadors is just insane. Now you're at the point where you're one-shotting everything if you're hitting. But that's... Not sure if you're going to get the hit, of course. Oh, there was a nice hit there from Classic Pro. Okay, he kills a conk. He kills another conk. And now... You might see Sorakuma get a little bit desperate. He'll know his opponent has a better economy. Castle fire is a little risky here. That wall is just enough to make Sorakuma thinking twice about staying there. Yeah, look at these Ratha. There's a lot of weak ones in there. Is Sorakuma going to go heal up the other conks? Feels like he is. I don't know if I like that. I feel like if you wait, you lose. Understand, but like you have to wait a really long time to fully heal up. I think you just need to hope that you don't lose those units. Classic Pro's got continuous economy, and we have a pause at a really, really, really awkward time. That is a really bad time. Both players need to micro. Okay, there was lag. I would pause as well if I was lagging. You don't want to be losing units while your opponent's microing. And Sorakuma starting to be outproduced now. He's soon out of berries, so he's soon only going to be buying food. If any unit can do it, it would be the Conquistador. Okay, gets a kill. Remember, there's still units back in his castle. Gets another kill. Still no ballistics for Classic Pro. Now I would start to think about maybe opting for a monastery, but that's only if... You really only want to do that if you can still continuously produce Ratha. You cannot ever stop. And as he queues up Ratha, he doesn't have the wood for it. I think ballistics might be more important than a monastery as well. I don't know, like, these units have... There's a lot of weak ones in here. If Sorokuma gets a bit fortunate, he's going to start to kill units very quickly, and this will turn around. There's still a numbers advantage for Sorokuma. He is healing up the weak ones in his castle. But soon, he's only going to have gold income, which means he has to buy his food. So he needs to push very soon. He has been buying food already, but... Yeah, 1 monk would be nice, but he never has the wood and he never has the gold to do that. Ballistics would be nice, but he never has the wood and he never has the gold to do that. You choose to do something else, and then you don't have the numbers, and you don't have the numbers, you lose. That's a very nice hill for Classic Pro to be sitting on there. I guess both players have that. I wonder if Sorokuma knows that Classic Pro is full idle TC. Or wait, no, other way around. I wonder if Classic Pro knows that. No farms? Nah, no farms. You can't... To get to the numbers this fast, you can't go for the traditional eco steps. They both have really committed to this. You'd be a minute or two later to Castle Age if you need to invest into the eco approach. And then if you do that, you would have died. That's what this map is all about at this stage of the tournament. Ballistics is on the way. Ballistics is on the way. Are the other conks healed up yet? They're not. Still a lot of weak Ratha in there. That's only 900 HP out of a potential 1500. That's a very deceiving group. Sorokuma continues to rotate units back. But once Ballistics is in, he can't treat these fights the same. He has to click a lot harder here, because as he runs away, he's getting destroyed. Now, I think he's going to have to take engagements all the time. Sorokuma, 20 on gold, 1 on wood. I don't know where that 1 on wood even is. And yeah, Ballistics has made a big difference here. Sorokuma knows it's in now. He's about to try and raid in the north. So it must be kind of weird if you're Classic Pro. You're assuming that it's always the whole army for Sorokuma. If this army gets into the wood line, that's 11 villager kills. Also not sure why these Ratha were over here. There might have been a scout or something there. Ooh, okay. Sorokuma has to be very careful here. Classic Pro doesn't see his wood lines about to get hit. Conquistadors are shredding. Woodline is about to get massacred. That's the Vil difference right there. If the units actually stop. Hello? 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 He's microing here. Oh, man. If he would have actually stopped a little bit earlier, it would have killed so much. Amazing reaction from Classic Pro. Still fighting on the front. Classic Pro will probably save some Vils. I don't know if he'll have the wood income to produce more Ratha, though. And still the army numbers are high for Sorokuma. If he could focus fire right here, he could actually get to the gold as well. But he's going to back away now. Still healing up in that castle. Ratha are now coming this way for Classic Pro, which is funny because he's going to go try and raid the wood line, but he's not even on wood, dude. You can't do the same thing to him. He has everything here. Every single villager is right here. You see Sorokuma? He got worried for a second, but he's like, oh, that's funny. I have nothing back here. Imagine going to raid a wood line and your opponent doesn't even have a wood line. Oh man, and now the weak Ratha are kind of out of position. And Sorokuma getting some really nice kills here. Look at the KD, guys. Can Sorokuma do this now? He's bringing the other conks back. He didn't lose any. Still has no food income. Now the gold's exposed if units were to come forward. Damn, now finally these Ratha that have been weak are getting finished off. And this would be, for Sorokuma needs to turn around. He needs to run directly to Classic Pro's base, no hesitation. Bring everything. I mean, you could argue it has worked to heal up, but like, I really think you just got to send it now. Bring everybody to the party. And don't be scared of a town center. Like, the town center's not going to have any vills in it because there's no farms. Just run right through. Actually, it's sudden death, right? You could shoot the TC. Kind of wild. If Classic Pro would have gone right here, he could have disrupted Sorakuma's eco, and he could have bailed. He could have left. But he tried to do the same thing Sorakuma did. Ratha are so, like, big looking that it's always very deceiving on how many units are actually here. It's not actually that many units. Look at the micro from Sorakuma trying to dodge ballistics now. It's actually incredible that he hasn't lost a unit here. That micro is ridiculous. When you research ballistics, you're complaining in your mind right now. You're like, this is stupid. I researched an upgrade so I'd hit my shots, and I'm losing units? Unit, weak one's still healing up. We actually have a monastery now from Sorakuma. We might see a missionary or two. I would go for a monk just because of more range for the conversion. He's still 10 vills behind, but his army's significantly stronger. He refuses to commit with everything, taking the patient approach. He has a score lead. And that means something here. There's no way Classic Pro's thinking he's behind by, or he's ahead by 11 vills with this score. Really high-level stuff here from both. Love the walling there from Classic Pro, so there's no side raids again. He's actually running out of gold, though, and he will need this forward gold first, which is very rare. This might be the longest game we've seen on this map this week. Oh, he's getting herbal medicine, so he heals up in the castle like 4 times as fast. So he didn't even build the monastery for a monk. That's fun. I mean, that makes way more sense than a monk. Because monks you have to control, and monks heal way slower. It's a lot of Ratha again from Classic Pro. And the conks are coming this way. There is a hole. The Ratha are there. The castle's also there. And on the hill now, next to the castle, but not getting hit by the castle, Sorakuma's microing. Nice runner micro with this one Ratha, though. I think that's okay for Classic Pro. Does Classic Pro see this gold? He does. So that is an option. But now with herbal medicine, those conquistadors are getting herbed up. Don't think that's the way to say it, but, you know. Sorakuma is very exposed at home right now. If Classic Pro gets attacked, does he come home? Or does he go forward? Oh, no! He's going back home! It's understandable because he's got so much exposed eco, but if he actually commits forward, he could maybe do equal amount of damage. No, he's changing his mind. He's changing his mind. This could be the game-winning play. Let's see. Sorakuma doesn't see the Ratha yet. Sorakuma's going to see them now. Sorakuma will commit to the fight. Sorakuma needs to bring the units out of his castle. Sorakuma's gold is going to get massacred. Units come out of the castle, though. And the vills now, for Classic Pro, have to hide in his TC. It's like all villagers are inside of town centers and castles for both right now. What a crazy situation. Classic Pro can't defend himself. He doesn't have enough. And Sorakuma can't defend himself. He doesn't have enough. All economy is idle. Who benefits from this? I would say Classic Pro so far because he's actually taking gold. But both players had a complete halt on what they could actually make. Okay, Sorakuma's headed to this gold for now. Man, if Sorakuma comes to this gold, he could win. But he's scared he's going to lose his army. He doesn't realize how good his situation is. Like, his situation is bad, but he needs to continually pressure Classic Pro, so Classic Pro's situation is also bad. I guess it's not efficient for Classic Pro, and Classic Pro doesn't have wood. Yeah, having to need wood here is a problem. He's going to be buying wood, and just like Sorakuma's been buying food. This is more efficient for Sorakuma, so he might actually produce another conch. Units have left. Sorakuma's on his gold now. That's not pretty, but it's a mining camp. And now he goes back to the lumber camp, which is also not pretty. And now the gold over here has been found. But does this army get too far again? Like earlier. These fields will actually go to this gold again. I'm not sure who will win, but I'm always leaning towards the person with eco. Having said that, I would normally lean towards Conquistadors. So, it's what's made this game so close. But 10 more vills for Classic Pro. If he can hold on, if he can continue to compete with production, maybe this is doable. More conks healing up in the castle. These Ratha have to survive for Classic Pro or get value, and they just cannot get the value. This army's going to die for Classic Pro, isn't it? Sorokuma will never let it escape. We already know. The unit's just insane. He hasn't had food eco for 20 minutes. He's just been buying it. And his conks are so good. 53 kills, 26 deaths. These units will try and head back over here. Sorokuma could hop out of the castle with some. Cut off the reinforcements a little. And just leave with the vills for now. Now the units are headed to the gold again. This is good from Classic Pro. This is really good from Classic Pro. This is how you need to win it. Avoid the conks. Split them up. He goes melee mode as well to kill these a little bit faster. Oh, that's a huge raid for Classic Pro. Sorokuma needs to stop hesitating now. Like he's got to just dive in and kill these things. This whole dancing, you can't dance at this point. You got to slap him in the face. That's not life advice, you know. But like, it's tough because when you're getting raided like this, you feel the need to go clear it up. But you're at the point now where this is just getting progressively worse for you. And Classic Pro is dictating the pace of the game. And look, Classic Pro sees the conks. He runs away. He comes right back into the gold. He's got Sorokuma exactly where he wants him. Sorokuma will see that. Have to react again. He doesn't know where to go right now, guys. He doesn't know where to go. Classic Pro's going to win this game. Classic Pro is going to hold on and win this game. Beautiful job. Sorokuma is just so desperate now. Amazing job from Classic Pro to regain control in this game in terms of momentum. That this army still being alive is incredible. And now the eco is definitely kicking in, and his production is going to start to rise to a point where I think he can actually win against the Conquistadors. I think. It's frustrating to watch Sorokuma's situation right now. Because he can't leave. If he leaves, he gets raided from either side. So now he's stuck. He needs to have perfect micro. He's had good micro. It has to be perfect now. TC's actually killing a bunch of Ratha there. Ooh. Okay. Hey, we've got food income. Woo-wee! Congratulations. Sorokuma's got food income. He added a dock. One villager on shorefish. He's gonna go take wood now. Okay. Well, I mean, the gold's a problem. Again, I do feel like the math's unfair. But so much of the game has been played. It just sucks to have your gold so far forward. The starting gold position for Classic Pro is better. Even this gold's better because it's closer to the castle, but is what it is. So Classic Pro's like, where's his eco right now? And he finds it. He finds it, and he will destroy it. And, like, it's over. It's over now. Classic Pro has done enough. He has so many numbers. It's 9 villagers for Sorokuma. Sorokuma is healing up for one last attempt. Like, he loses another vill. Damn. Does he have a chance? No, there's no way, right? There's no way. It is at a point now, though, where Sorokuma will actually go forward because he has no eco to protect. If Sorokuma can win this game... I mean, what he needs is to kill all the army and then camp the resources so Classic Pro can never make more, right? Can he kill this many Ratha? I'm inclined to say no. Barracks for Classic Pro. I think he's thinking about husbandry or bloodlines. Let's see. Sorokuma has nothing else to do, so it will be full micro now. I mean, so far so good. Would be wild if Classic Pro runs out of gold. I'm sure he'll find some more. Okay. Transport ship? Are you really going to try and get to a relic now? I mean, 5 relics would hit really hard when you only have 8 vills. He's trying to get some economy again. This feels like Classic Pro is doing enough, guys. He's doing enough. He's outlasted his opponent. And I really think Ratha is the only unit. Maybe Camel Archer with Berbers, but then Berbers don't have the same economy strengths as Bengalis. And he is needed to have 5,000 more resources collected to have a chance here. Spanish, Bengalis, those have been the top 2 for me. Maybe then Mongols, maybe Berbers. All right, we're about to have a big move up here. Maybe he can get a monastery, make a monk, and get all those relics, but 5 relics is not enough to compete with the difference in villagers right now, man. What about Mameluke? Nikov tried Mameluke. It died to Conquistador very badly. If you want to watch that, watch... it was actually Classic Pro versus Nikov. So Classic Pro had Spanish, Nikov had Saracens. Just because of the range difference, the Kongs have more range, and they can hit from very far away. It's a 3 range difference, which is pretty significant. Ratha are nice because they have 100 base HP, which is insane. And they also have the 6 range to match the Conquistadors. And then they're mobile. And then you have melee mode. And then you're attached to Bengalis. And Bengalis have the better economy, so... Here's some Conquistador. Here's a sneaky raid now. Onto the wood line. Classic Pro reacts immediately again. Classic Pro is probably so confused right now how this is still happening because Sorakuma has no economy for him to raid. But I'm sure while there is maybe some confusion, he understands he's got a massive lead. And he will kill this. And he will hold. He finds gold. Unfortunately, Sorakuma can't really even go for petards. Poor guy can't even afford a monastery up here. Sorakuma is dead. But he doesn't want to accept it. You know, in this tournament, there's always a chance, right? So he's, I guess, just hoping that his opponent screws up somehow. But he doesn't even have the resources to try petards. And he would have to essentially attack the TC with conks. And he only has 10 conks. Oh, wait, guys, hold on. Get very excited. Because he's about to be able to build a monastery in the north. Wait for it. Gets the wood. Yeah, let's go. He queued up a monk in this monastery and canceled it. So he's going to make another monk here to get those relics. So you're saying there's a chance. I mean, conks continue to wreck. Really now is where Classic Pro should, I guess, be doing similar things, maybe. Healing up. Oh, he's adding petards. Yeah, he's going to go for the TC now. He's sick of this. Yeah, when you have the economy to go for 5 petards to take down the TC... Absolutely. Score's still really close. Relics will start to come in here for Sorakuma. Almost 10,000 more resources collected for Classic Pro at this point. Do you guys think Sorakuma was too passive with the healing in the castle? Like... I would have liked to see... The initial healing felt good. I would have liked to see more continuous aggression when he started winning fights. Could have avoided that situation where Classic Pro ever could come to his gold. There was just moments where he wasn't applying pressure, and then Classic Pro got to decide who's attacking who. But hey, relics are on the way. While you're at it, bring that monk over here. These conquistadors need help. Petards are being masked for Classic Pro in the northern castle. 5 petards to take down a TC. Ratha are actually attacking the TC. You could actually go melee mode and start attacking the town center right now. He's not thinking about that. He knows the conquistadors are not advancing here, so he knows they're probably coming back home. And, yep, they're coming back home. Monk is also going to be brought in to help. Another great job from Classic Pro. I think he's played a little passive now because he knows he has the lead and he doesn't want to throw. We've seen a lot of people be upset on this map. And, okay, Petards are headed this way. They're going to loop down towards the south because he knows exactly where the conquistadors are. The only 3 villagers for Sorokuma are actually up here on the shoreline, but Classic Pro doesn't see it. Look, the instant the conks don't follow, he goes back in. Uh-oh. Okay. Those Ratha will die. But they're trying to distract Sorokuma. Sorokuma does not see what is coming through the middle of the map. He is going to advance forward now, one would assume. He'll see the Ratha. He'll look to engage against the Ratha. Does he see the Petards? There they are! That can defeat you! You only need 5 Petards as well. And so last stand for Sorokuma. Maybe Classic Pro will lose everything in the process here. This is why going for the kill is actually risky. When you have the lead, you can just choose to keep the lead. Here we go. The Ratha are going to dive. The Ratha are sacrificing themselves for this. The Petards are microing! Who thought these dudes could micro? Oh! Oh! Well, the Ratha can do it. If you switch to melee mode really fast, you can clang-a-lang the TC. He's going to do it with the Ratha. I think. Surely. Did you guys see... Did you guys see the villager? That was so funny. I mean, he's been on 3 bills for so long. Him popping out with his bill to try and desperation save this is actually so funny. Look. Yeah, I mean, Classic Pro is always going to win that game from this stage. He still had such a big defensive army. He had such a big economy. And yeah, Bengalis, man. When I looked at the draft, I said Spanish were going to be banned, and I said Bengalis were going to be banned. And actually what happened was neither was banned. Classic Pro banned the Malay, which was risky. But I think the big risk, Sorokuma banned Mayans, which, like, is wild to me that he banned Mayans, because Bengalis is the one civ that can maybe beat the Spanish or the Burmese here. He'll certainly be regretting that now. I think we saw the difference economically between the two civs. And while it took a long time, Classic Pro was just able to hold on until Sorokuma couldn't compete and produce more units. GG. Well played. How many units were actually made this game? 47 Conquistadors versus 121 Ratha. I mean, Ratha are strong, but Conquistadors are just another level. But outproducing your opponent and having more economy than your opponent is important. Sorokuma actually had more food collected this game. Classic Pro had way more wood, way more gold, and of course way more stone, which I think he was selling at that point for gold. So, GG. And now, Sorokuma needs to win 3 straight to make it to the semifinals. Otherwise, it's going to be Classic Pro. Game 3. And very off-center arena here, which is actually a very big deal because the stones and the golds both generate on this area. So controlling this area is just, I mean, insane long-term. So we can't forget about that little detail. Relics are actually less important than that, I would say. And sorry, I don't know why my mouse zoomed in there. Portuguese, very solid civ here for Sorokuma. So like I said, I think he's got his ways back. Cheap gold units, great gunpowder, great monks. But I've really enjoyed the Wei. I think Wei are actually top 5, specifically on Sudden Death Arena. Because Sudden Death, you can't build more TCs. You can't gain more villagers, typically. But this civ for every single ecotech can do so. And you can get more than Bengalis, right? Bengalis get +2/+2 for going feudal to the castle. Wei can get way more than that because there's more ecotechs available. So I think you can get like 10 vills up on the opponent. And then the Janbei is very strong, I seem to think. So the Janbei rider is very cheap. And then you also have good light cav for any monks. And then you have traction trebs. So I really like the Wei. Now, they added foxes to the game recently. I don't think they're supposed to be pushable, but on release, they are pushable, and players are taking advantage of that. You can take gold from the foxes. And so Sorakuma has wasted no time here. We've got foxes, we've got bunnies. The bunnies are just kind of like chickens, so they just give you food. But yeah, he pushes the 2 foxes in here. That's going to be 60 gold, so that can help the build a little bit for Sorakuma. And now Classic Pro is also going to push the foxes. I just can't help but find the humor in it. Like, there was a big push from the devs. They're like, okay, we're going to add an animal that isn't pushable because we want people to invest into mills. And then the very next patch, they add the foxes. Foxes are pushable, and so are chickens and deer now. It's like kind of funny how quickly that is reverted. But yeah, as of now, they're pushable, and players were trying to do that. Scout's a little bit weaker there for Sorakuma, so he falls back, and Classic Pro will probably back away. But for now, he's opening the gate. And he is kind of close, so if he wanted to be annoying, he could bring a villager here. Foxes do have a bit of decay on it, so you don't get the full 35 gold. You end up getting like 32 or something. But yeah, 2 foxes brought in. Very curious on how Sorakuma wants to play this. He's probably fine with just holding his gate open for Classic Pro right now. And I guess Sorakuma sees this as an opportunity to push the foxes. The other thing about the foxes is you can see them like a deer, right? So you could know if you're Classic Pro if the opponent's pushing more. And, oh, the villager got brought in. Oh, and now there's a hit. Now the scouts are on the same amount of HP. You don't want to lose your scout here. And that's just classic. Against me, Sorakuma wins the coin flip. Screw me, I guess. But against Classic Pro, he gets screwed. The highest elo player always wins those. The lowest elo player always goes for them. Now Scout's down for Sorakuma. He wanted a little bit of luck when he's down 2 games, and he doesn't get it. It's funny, Nikov. So my saying is the underdog always tries those. Nikov told me after that series, Nikov said, I told my viewers that you were going to lose that because the lower elo player always loses. So, I don't know if that's true or not. It's a skill thing? Get out of here. It's not a skill thing. It's 50-50. That was the same exact attack timing. But now that's huge for Classic Pro. I mean, Sorakuma is just kind of guessing a little bit what the opponent does. I'm going to guess Sorakuma goes to stone and tries to go castle. Like, your scout's dead. You don't know where all the relics are. You know your opponent's somewhat close, I think. Does he know that? He doesn't actually know that, I guess. But if he were to build a castle right here and apply pressure this way, it'd be a pretty good angle to fight from. Classic Pro is not going fast castle. He's actually going up, but he's going to get Ecotex, which is sick. Why not? This is the way. Oh, I guess Sorakuma does have higher elo here. I didn't realize that. Okay, well then my theory's wrong in this case. All right, so the lower elo, the lower ranked player did do it. I just felt like Classic Pro was the slight favorite in this series. So I guess we've reached the stage where elo doesn't actually matter. Now it's just, we've hit the caliber of player where it's tournament experience and what they're able to do with that. Kind of confused by Classic Pro's build right now. It feels like archers, but I don't like archers unless you're going towers and archers. It obviously feels like eco upgrades, and that is good. Always, but... Oh, you know what he's doing? He is expecting a forward castle, and he is going to hope that Sorakuma walks out to build it. That's what this is. This is just like 2 to 3 archers to prevent the forward castle. So it's a little bit risky, but that's how he thinks Sorakuma will play the matchup. And I don't mind it because if Sorakuma doesn't do it, your eco is already so good with the way. I don't think that having made an archer range and 2 to 3 archers is bad. You're going to want the archer range anyways for Jean Bays. So if you had a crap eco civ, I think making the archers is risky, but this is fine. Just in case there's a forward castle. And Sorakuma will just assume, I mean, he has no intel. He can't check for anything. But he will probably just assume that Classic Pro is going for the eco approach, which he is. But he doesn't know about the archers. And we have Loom coming in for Sorakuma. Which would indicate that when he makes it to Castle Age, he is going to leave his base. But it's so sad. He's going to walk this way, I think. He's going to go the wrong way. He's not going to go this way. Like, so rare that you have someone off-center like that. Wellid, hello. Thank you for the resub. Says, hey, T90 about the previous game. Classic Pro played strong, but could he have got away with Bengali monks? Is that a real consideration against conks? If you're going to go for the monks there, you have to go only monks. You can't do both. You could mix in monks later on once you gain the eco lead. So, yeah, I think it is an option, but you have to hard commit to it at the start. But here's the thing that I'll point out to you on that. Oh, God, Sorakuma is so dead, by the way. Sorakuma is going to go couple spears to protect his forward vills. He's going to walk the wrong way. And then if he gets spotted, he's going to die to archers. This is over. This is going to be amazing for Classic Pro, assuming he scouts this. But, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, on the monastery front in the previous game, the castles are free. You have 2 free buildings you can produce really strong units out of. The monasteries, you have to invest 350 wood into, and actually the build time. So that's why I don't think monks are that good, because you can't instantly produce out of them. If you start with 2 monasteries on that map, and 2 castles, then it's maybe a little bit more justifiable. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay, Classic Pro needs to wait until the last second. Sorakuma has not been spotted. It's funny, but if Sorakuma knew, if he had the scout, he would go the right way. Off into the darkness he goes, going the wrong direction. Has not been spotted. Okay, one Vill's been... Okay, Spear's been spotted. Alright. The other Vills have not yet. Other Spearman's been spotted. Dude, he's going the wrong way. He's looking for his base. GG, bro. GG. Archers are here. Oh. You have to have your scout on arena. He still can't find his base. He still can't find his base. Okay, he knows about the archers now. Classic Pro doesn't see the other Vills. He doesn't see the other Vills. Oh, wait. Did he see that? I mean, if there's a Scorpion here, maybe the castle can go up. No way he doesn't see these. No way he doesn't see... Did he think it was like a monk siege push? Yeah, he thinks it's a monk siege push, not a castle drop. I mean, this gets dangerous all of a sudden. Classic Pro could have won the game right there. He just didn't see everything. Obviously, Sorakuma's behind. He's got to send it. Here he goes. Castle's on the way up. Other archers are coming in. There is another Scorpion on the way. 2 Scorpions can possibly defend from this. The Scout's weak. So Scout could die to the spear. Castle's on the way up. This is now getting repaired. How is Sorakuma in this game? Chat, if that happens to you or I, everyone's laughing and all the Vills are dead, and people are saying, what a noob. How is that? That's insane. Like, he didn't know where his opponent was. His opponent had 7 archers, and he lost 1 Vill. That's insane. And now he kind of gets what he wants. A castle on the face and can apply some pressure. Maybe it's winnable now. Again, though, I think the castle spot would have been way better over here. So you can't go back in time now. And this is smart from Sorakuma. He's prepping 1 put. No, don't. Okay, not so smart. See, if he actually saved that petard, that wall was almost down anyways. And then he could petard through this wall. And then there could be organ guns into the eco. But like I said, it felt like Sorakuma is maybe missing some of the slight details today. And he's under a lot of pressure right now. Scorpion's still looking around for the archers. Organ guns are still going to be in. And he might be able to get all the relics as well. So you get 5 relics here. You have organ guns. You've got some chances. And now another siege workshop. Look at the micro from Classic, bro. Staying next to that Scorpion, that's exceptional. Crazy he hasn't lost those archers. Click walls from Sorakuma. Monks on the way back with a relic. Archers still running around. Feels like the plan for Classic Pro is Imperial Age. But there will be... He needs army to defend from this. Which won't exactly be easy. Man, the value Classic Pro's been able to get from his units today is crazy. Well, actually, except for denying the castle. That was horrible. But beyond that, everything's been insane. Because he probably should have denied the castle, but he just somehow missed it. The Mangonel will be on the way. Archers should die now. But they're running to the side, and Imp is on the way now for Classic Pro. But can he defend himself? He's killed one organ gun. We have petards being masked for Sorakuma. He's going to aim to take out that TC and win this in sudden death fashion. But there's a lot of work for him, right? Like, he still has to focus on his monks and getting the relics. And he also has to ensure he doesn't lose his units here. Classic Pro has really made him work. It's going to be redemption for Sorakuma, which is perfect. And he can convert Trebs. Sorry, not convert Trebs. Convert the Mangonel, but now we have a castle on the way up for Classic Pro. Where my brain was going is that Classic Pro can't actually make Trebs out of his castle. He makes traction Trebs, but you could argue that's even better. Archer's finally going down. Most of them do anyways. With that castle, it becomes very difficult for Sorakuma to push the TC. Just feels like the timings have not quite been there for Sorakuma. Like, he's a couple seconds late to what he needs each time. Maybe a minute or two later to what he needs. He sees the castle now. He also knows he has a big score lead out of nowhere, so he probably knows the Classic Pro's on the way to him. And barracks will be converted, which will allow Sorakuma into the base. Maybe a chance to YOLO at that TC. 4 relics now. The other relic's actually over here. I'm guessing he'll never scout that. Yeah, he's not scouting that. Sorakuma took out the barracks. So he can delete that, and then he can run through. There's not much for Classic Pro yet. He'll make a traction treb, I assume. Assuming he remembers. Yeah, he'll make double traction treb out of the siege workshop. But even traction trebs can be converted. They outrange monks, but he's producing right next to this. He might not even keep the siege workshop up. Oh, the castle. Ooh, the castle got fletching. And the monk dies. Oh, that's huge. That's a lot of petards from Sorakuma. And there's rams. This would be a 6 snipe if he could do it. It's just... That's a long distance to travel. You can't put petards and rams, so... It's tough. But doable. I've seen crazier things in this tournament. Traction trebs are out now. Monk goes down. This is it. We're about to see it for Sorakuma. He wins this game and stays alive, or it's GG. Let's see it. Here he goes. The rams are going in. There's monks around. There's petards. He's sending the vills as well. Classic Pro has done this before. Classic Pro knows what this means. He has to focus the petards. He's focusing the petards. He's taking out all of the petards. And, yeah, I just don't think Sorakuma thinks he can do anything here. His rams can't move in because of the traction trebs and the villagers. I mean, he could have probably clicked the TC there, but that's not going to do it anyways. You're going to lose the rams by the time you get there. And nice hold from Classic Pro. Classic Pro about to enter the semis in a 10K 1v1 tourney. Sick, man. Feels like it, right? That had to be it for Sorokuma. The only thing you hope for now is that you can maybe get Imp or something and go for Fetorias. I think Sorokuma is going to want the previous game back. And maybe even aspects of game number 1 he's going to want back. But Classic Pro's just been one step up today. It would be wild if the Traction Trebs somehow get converted. Then there's a really unique scenario where Sorokuma can hold on. Can he get one? Oh, he got one. Run. Classic Pro's blocking it. Classic Pro's blocking it, so his castle kills it. Oh, can it escape? Ooh, it's escaping. No, the attack round. That was an attack round from Classic Pro. Hey, Classic Pro just needed to chill and he'd win this game. But he ran out here and he's losing a lot of builds now. Like, you shouldn't be losing Traction Trebs to conversions because you outranged the monks so heavily, so... I think he wanted the big masterpiece finish. He's got to take a deep breath here. This isn't over yet. It's getting a little bit messy. Props to Sorokuma for making him work for this, of course, and noticing all of this. He's actually converting the forward market, which is kind of funny. So that's the second market he's going to take down. And now it's just a defensive castle from Classic Pro. And this castle will go up unless the mangonels are converted somehow. There's a lot of weak vills there. Okay, one monk down. Another monk down. But, oh, Traction Trek converted. And it goes down. Uh-oh, castle, 80%, 90%. Weak villagers. Just when I think it's over, Sorokuma is giving himself a shot here. But no, there still should be no way, right? Like, the castle's gonna go up. Nice damage, though. I mean, maybe you can turtle up a little bit. Make more monks. You have some time for some Fetorias. Multi-Fetoria economy could get the job done here. And monks will also get 12 range soon in Imp. So castle will go down for Sorokuma. His relics are out here, but for now it's not being focused. Triple monastery for him and his base. But look at all these golds and stones. Whoever controls this probably wins. Classic Pro's got the better position there. It's funny to see those houses get destroyed. Those were houses Sorokuma converted. Traction Trebs have 14 range, so they still outrange monks with block printing, so... A lot of people will complain that this unit can be converted by monks. My take, and maybe it's a little harsh, is monks aren't actually that incredible against them because the Traction Trebs fire very quickly and should kill off the monks with one shot. The thing with Traction Trebs is you need to really get to, like, a few more than you would with Bombard Cannons. But Bombard Cannons can be completely shut down by monks, not Traction Trebs. But block printing's on the way, and he already did convert some Traction Trebs before. And there's very little food eco for Classic Pro, so it's not like he can just go light cav now. Sorokuma can hold, guys. The new patch also made Traction Treb conversion harder. Yeah, I was really surprised about that, because I feel Traction Trebs are insane as is against monks, but like I said, I think there were a lot of complaints, a lot of opinions on it. Resources collected, even. Feitoria number 1 on the way for Sorokuma. Is there a way? Does Classic Pro focus Sorokuma's base now? Or does he go take down this monastery? Feitoria gives you a trickle of all resources. No other civ gets this. Only the Portuguese. So it's insanely strong. Especially in one town center scenarios. So... feels like there's an opportunity for Classic Pro to throw this, I guess, or for Sorokuma to come back. When you build stables out here, this is because your brain is melted a little bit. This is farm space. You want your buildings out here, but he couldn't. Devotion will be a great tech for Classic Pro so he doesn't lose Traction Trebs. And that monk has to back off. Be real quick with this, Sorokuma. Be very quick with this. There we go. Get those relics back home. His Scorpion will actually find the 5th relic as well. And he has Chemistry on the way so he can make Bombard Cannon soon. The thing is, there's Lycav now from Classic Pro. And Classic Pro, not perfect timing to deny all the relics, but he'll kill off a couple monks. These leftover organ guns for Sorokuma are really important. Without those, he'd lose the game, but they protect his monks for now. And he's dropping archery ranges. I think his plan is hand cannons. Hand cannons with monks, with bombard cannons. Seems good. And then Wei would have to go Jean Bays and Traction Trebs and Lycav. It's a pretty close comp, but we're pretty far from both players being maxed out there. Faitoria number 2. Tick-tock, Classic Pro. Tick-tock. No relics. No Faitorias. You gotta push. And Lycav can't get anywhere near that without risk of losing some units. A series can turn around really quick in a best of 5, and especially in sudden death, guys. I feel like there's a chance it does here. Wow, we actually have Arbalest as the long-term choice for Sorokuma. I just think that takes too much time, but he's had a lot more time than I would have expected. Adding in his own monks now, Classic Pro. I don't like houses on the front. Houses on the front, when you're getting pushed, makes for very awkward times. I like the defensive houses. Very likely everything on the front of your base is going to be pushed. This is risky. How is Sorokuma stabilized? Oh, sneaky, sneaky. Maybe a little too... Well, not too sneaky, but too crazy. Monks are getting massacred. Mangonel gets converted, at least. What is Classic Pro doing here? Classic Pro's dropping a castle there? Bro, what? Well, there's the main fight where he's killing all the monks. And he's dropping a castle on Sorokuma's face. Sorokuma doesn't see it. Sorokuma does have a bombard cannon, does have some archers, but he doesn't notice it. The Traction Trebs have been insane here. They're so good. He never researched Devotion, right, chat? This castle could also be a waste, by the way. I would have preferred the castle to protect your golds over here. I'm trying to see if he researched Devotion. I don't think he did. Oh, he did. He did. Okay. I was going to say, if he didn't research Devotion and this has still been going this way, it's pretty incredible. Wow, forward castle, forward petards, and 2 forward Traction Trebs now from Classic Pro. He wants to defeat Sorokuma right now. He correctly recognizes that if he gives Sorokuma a little bit more time to cook, this could be a problem. I don't know, though. I think this is winnable for Sorokuma. Like, Bracer Crossbowman with Ballistics and Chemistry. He already has Bombard Cannons attacking the castle. He hasn't had a real army beyond a couple organs and monks. He's 2 Faitorias. This is risky from Classic Pro. This could easily be a waste of res. There go the crossbows now. They probably need to back off. Nice micro there from Sorokuma. Traction Trebs could go for the bombard cannons. Lots to look at right now. Risky moves here from Sorokuma. Where are we going, dude? Traction Trebs are pretty good against crossbows. But again, maybe some mistakes being forced right now because he's under pressure. And the Traction Trebs are attacking the bombard cannons. Sorokuma needs to back away. It's tough. You're just permanently outranged with everything you have by Traction Trebs. But it is a little bit doable to dodge them, I suppose. The castle is going down. Traction Trebs don't have any support. Traction Trebs here still haven't advanced. Can Sorokuma, Classic Pro, actually make an army beyond Traction Trebs? It's Traction Trebs or bust for him right now. which I see as a concern. Castle's down. And now all the sneaky petards are out. Oh, God, and his traction trebs are going down. I guess it's because he's winning this fight, and he feels good about that. Now there's monks around. Oh, the traction trebs are deleted. The petards are lonely. Can Sorakuma do this? Still needs ballistics. Still needs arbalest. Still has an awful economy. But I just don't know if Classic Pro needed that. Like, I think his brain shut off a little bit. He's forgotten about John Bays. And he feels like he's on a timer here, which he absolutely is, but... And if you feel you had a massive lead, and then that happens, you start to throw, this is where things could not only affect you now, but affect you in the next series if you lose. Sorakuma needs Arbalest. It's on the way. He needs Ballistics. It's on the way. He needs Vils to actually work right now. He's got so many idols. But he's micring like crazy. You're right about the castle. Well, it's tough. Like, and then you have people, if he doesn't do this and loses anyways, you're going to have a guy named, I think, like, Leroy. Leroy's a good name. He's like, why don't you just send it, you know? Why don't you? It's sudden death. Why don't you go forward? Sorry to anyone named Leroy. I picked a name. I don't think there's many Leroys here. But, like, if he doesn't do it, people are critical. He does do it, now you're critical. It's like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I think it's just, if he's not up against Portuguese, and he isn't down all the relics, I think he probably doesn't do that. Like this. Again, he kind of forgot about Light Cav as an option. Doesn't have any armor upgrades, though, so Light Cav will die to Arb. And now Siege Engineers is on the way, so the Bomber Cannons will have 13 range. So you have the Monks, which can maybe get a conversion. You have the Bombard Cannons, which can maybe start to compete now. You have 2 Fatorias, which the opponent can never compete with. Make it 3. Sorakuma can win this game. Actually, could make a 4th Fatoria at this point. Only 10 on food for Classic Pro. And yeah, Siege Engineers is in now. Also, Arquebus could fly in for the Bombard Cannons. And oh my goodness, what a turnaround. Sorakuma's still in it. This is wild to me. This game never even should have played out in Castle Age. The castle shouldn't have even gone up. I think this engagement will be good for Sorakuma. He loses units, but he'll actually get ballistics now. I think he will remember that he doesn't have it. Maybe not, but it seemed pretty clear to me that he didn't have it. I don't know what Classic Pro is doing there. But maybe a hotkey issue. Again, maybe he's starting to sweat a little bit. I don't think he's going to have gold anymore. Yeah, he has no access to golds. These Vils over here will probably get spotted. All the gold was here, right? And there's no defensive castle in the position. He's trying to switch to skirms far too late. But he did kill a lot of Bombard Cannons over the last few moments. And there goes those Vils. Sorakuma hanging on. And Sorakuma actually ahead now. Because of 3 Fatorias and those 5 relics. He did lose some Bombard Cannons. If you're up against a really stubborn Traction Tread player, there's no more annoying unit in the game. It's so frustrating. Like, technically, you should never even be able to get hits in on these things. But obviously, there's other things you have to focus on, so it does happen. Arquebus is in. Ballistics is still not in. But Arquebus still... there's still an effect on the Bombard Cannons, and I think Classic Pro's noticing that. And Traction Trebs are going down, but so are Bombard Cannons. Eventually... the food count will rise so heavily for Sorakuma because he's not making a single food unit. He can actually justify going for Halb and Cavalier. And that's where you die to the Fatoria player. Because you're trying to play skirms. He's trying to fix his economy right now, by the way. Add all this food eco he didn't do before. So nice job from him to stall. But, yeah, typically the Fatoria player will get to, like, 3, 4K food, and then they switch Cavalier, and then you're just stuck. More Bomber Cannons getting sniped. But the Treb outranges the Traction Treb. So that... Now I think Sorokuma will keep a very close eye on this. Wait around with his monks. He kind of forgot to bring his monks forward. No golds for Classic Pro. Can't let the Portuguese stay in the game. 4th Feitoria now. I think you stop there. It takes up 20 pop space, so you need to have more military numbers. But, like, saying that, there's, like, no army for Classic Pro. And he's not banking resources either. I think he's dead. Score will flip now. Traction Trebs are getting sniped. He's dead. So, guys, if you ever feel as though, you know, you're in a rough spot in life, I don't know, you are wandering out of your base with no scouting. You've added Spearmen because you think that's smart, but it ends up being a horrible move. You know, you've wandered into the middle of the arena of life, and the opponent has archers, and you think you're dead, and you think you should give up. Never give up, because life is stupid sometimes, and you are somehow gonna be able to build the castle. I just can't get over the fact that Classic Pro didn't see that. I can't get over that. That's crazy. It's so unlucky. But also kind of smart from Sorokuma. He distracts him there. He distracted him with the other spear. I still never seeing that is so unlucky. He was so close to seeing everything there. Look at this. Ridiculous. Anyways. And then I think Classic Pro, he had too big of a lead. He had too much energy. He wanted to finish it off and get the big 3-0, and he just didn't stay safe and play standard and play towards Eco and play towards Jean Bays and Lightcap. He tried to go for the forward YOLO castle that he didn't need. So, yeah, it's actually a pretty crazy detail from chat. Because Sorokuma didn't know Classic Pro's location, Classic Pro didn't properly anticipate the route he would take. That's wild. Yeah, like Classic Pro was in the right positions if his opponent knew where he was. But because he didn't have information, he benefited. So I actually think I'm going to delete my scout in Dark Age next time. Just to throw my opponent off, you know? Information's actually really bad. I'm just going to delete my scout and then blindly run out there. And they'll never expect it. There's the KD. KD was good. Eco was just not at a certain stage. Like, the game plan for Wei is have the Vil lead, make Jean Bay, Light Cav, Traction Trebs. He made, like, 12 Light Cav, it felt like. Very little Jean Bays, and Traction Trebs alone wasn't enough. Damn. All right, so we sit in the game, and we sum it up, and we talk strategy and stuff, and the players are just like, who cares? And they just go into the next game. So we're catching up. Insta Barracks here from Sorokuma. I tried this against him when I played him. Very interesting to see him trying this now. I think the plan is, so you push in enough hunt at the start, and then you have almost everything on food. You come forward with a mule cart, and then you can take wood, and you can take food. Oh, he's actually even adding a spearman. Spearman in Dark Age I don't hate, because you don't have to take gold. Can be really annoying if you want to make militia that you have to go bring the gold back in. But the goal here is you want to deny Classic Pro from taking any of the hunt in the middle at this point. Will Classic Pro keep an eye out on this scout? Will he sense the spearman? He does sense it. Okay, but that should mean no more zebra, no more ostrich for Classic Pro, unless he wants to come to the middle and fight. And if he does that, he's going to need loom. He does have berries on the back. He is taking wood already, but there's no boars on this map, right? So Sorokuma has to keep a super close eye on all the movement of the zebra and all the movement of the deer. Now, what happened in my attempt is I waited like a champ for Sorokuma to come to the middle without loom, and I went in with 2 militia to kill those vills. And what happened was I took 2 villagers down to low HP. One was on 2 HP and one was on 1 HP. And I still am so freaking mad about it. All that work, all that investment, and then nothing. I'm still mad about it. But, you know, it you need your investment to pay off. I don't know what Sorokuma was thinking there. His scout goes into the TC, which is really bad. Classic Pro, I think, is considering going up. Which, I mean, he doesn't have a lot of food. But the thought process here, I guess, is just to get to archers as quickly as possible. I don't know. Maybe he still produces vills? Honestly, I think Sorokuma's build has already paid off a little bit. Losing the scout was horrible. He could have come home and get the sheep, scout the rest of his base. But he's weak in the scout. I'm wondering now what he does when he sees that there's a mill in the middle, though. He doesn't know about that. He did know about the barracks. Classic Pro is on gold. Are we having a forever Dark Age scenario? I think we might. Because Classic Pro's made 2 militia. He's going to gold for more, I assume. And he's coming out for the hunt. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. But Sorokuma doesn't have a scout, so he doesn't know any of this until now. Now he sees the vills. Now he sees the militia. And I think he either needs to click up to Feudal and then abandon the hunt because he could be pushed, or stay in Dark Age and make a lot more infantry. This is about to get real messy. There was a game in another tournament which we had like 50 militia in Dark Age on this map. The spears are actually pretty good, though. Because spears have more HP. The spears also don't cost gold. And you can get pikemen in Feudal Age as well with Armenians. So maybe just making spears for now is good. As I say that, he's going to make militia. And send some vills to gold as well. A Classic Pro is making a lot more militia behind this. So he will get up to at least 5 soon. But Sorokuma will be aware of that. And will be making his own militia behind. And he can make archers in Feudal. Very weird looking game. But it's just because of the presence of the hunt, it really changes how you play this. But guys, Classic Pro would have never played it like this if not for the opening of Sorokuma. This keeps the Japanese player in the Dark Age. A lot of bonuses for Japanese infantry start in Feudal, so this isn't actually horrible for Sorokuma. He might need to fight back with vills, though, and this could get very, very, very messy. That's a lot more militia, and we got vills from Classic Pro. There's the nerves, there's the pressure, there's the chaos of the map. All of that is playing its role right now. And already a villager's been sniped. The militia have definitely paid off for Classic Pro, but he's gone too far and he loses a villager. And now Sorokuma's in Feudal, where he can make an archer range and he can get man-at-arms. But he only has 3 militia. 1 is really weak as well. Sorokuma's weak vill will get sniped. Militia from Classic Pro gets sniped. We could also see a tower. No wood line on the outside for Sorokuma. He's not taking wood there. He has nothing on wood. Will he build a tower here, maybe? Okay, now he has man-at-arms. Classic Pro's on the way up. I would not hate a tower here. The villager's dead already, but the man-at-arms kind of get wedged into the wrong spot there. More men-at-arms are on the way. We also could have Feudal Age longsword for the Armenians. Is Sorokuma turning this around? What? He's killing everything, guys. He's killing everything. His army count's so far ahead. Another villager sniped. Yeah, and he has nothing on wood, but he's got villagers on food dropping off of the mule cart. More villagers coming to food now. There are some farms for Classic Pro. He could fall back to berries. He actually has wood income. So there's positives. But he's losing everything in the middle right now. And he's hoping to get to man-at-arms himself, so he needs to keep these militia alive. Tough to afford things without food. But I guess he has the berries. And Sorokuma still hasn't built an archer range. He's going to build it there. Still hasn't clicked the longsword upgrade, but I think he's struggling to have food. I think there's an argument for Sorokuma to just take out the houses here. Oh, no, 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 Classic Pro! Villager! Villager probably will die. And she does die. That's 5-4 on the Eco KD. Veal count's still even somehow. Man and Arm upgrade on the way for Classic Pro. Long Sword upgrade on the way for Sorakuma. Whew. I just got deja vu, guys. And I have this as a streamer where I get deja vu, but then I got deja vu of getting deja vu. And saying, like, it's very confusing. Anyways, I feel like I've seen this exact game before. And in my deja vu brain, Classic Pro takes losses, but still somehow counterattacks and kills all the vills in the middle. I think my deja vu is wrong. But no, like, these vills in the middle are exposed in theory. But that fight with the longswords was crazy. The whole wood line gets abandoned. Quick walls from Classic Pro. Longsword is just better? It's just better than Man-at-Arms? And then archers, too? I mean, there will be an archer or two from Classic Pro, but his wood income is chopping a couple stumps here. And I think my concerns with Sorakuma can be fixed. If he wants woodline and berries on the backside, he can eventually do that. For now, he's just still in the middle. I don't know if he has arson yet. Arson would be really nice. He did lose track of this archer, and Classic Pro will get the archer kill. And there are farms for Classic Pro, and 2 archers can actually force these longswords away. I don't know, guys. This is well adapted from Classic Pro. All these vills can come back to wood now. The berries are still protected. He's got farms. He's got everything very safe. This is a problem. There's weak vills in here. It gets inefficient. You need stuff on the outside. He's doing that now. There's some more grass off the edge of the map there, which is a feature on this map. I'm sure we got some... Oh, yeah, there we go. We got some... Oh, man. Yeah, big stuff, big stuff, big stuff. At any point, do you dive the TC? I mean, longswords could do it. If you get enough longswords and your opponent doesn't have army, that's probably the only Feudal Age unit that could do it. But you don't want to throw your lead. So that would only happen if Classic Pro has genuinely, like, no army. And there's maybe 15, 20 longswords. The villagers were maybe a little too ambitious here with the berries. Should have slowed down. But the tower's up, and you don't need that food income now. You don't. You don't need it. Like, you already have farms. This is where I would love arson. Feudal Age towers do nothing against these longswords. But there will be some archers out in theory, and there's lots of potential risk here from Sorakuma, who has a nice position. Now he's going to start to get picked apart, though. The weak vills in the middle, the exposed vills in the middle, spotted. That's so good for Classic Pro. We've seen this so many times on this map, where this approach is good to start, but then you have such big issues. I wouldn't mind a tower back at home, back here. He is bringing skirms to deal with this, and is prepping some houses. Nice hold from Classic Pro. Look at the idle TC time for Sorakuma. That's just the result of spending so much food. Longsword, skirms, armor, fletching, all so expensive on food. He really needs to track this. He will. Still moving around here. He's still very much in need of farms. And probably needs to pay attention to his mule cart as well. Move that over to the other areas of hunt. But still anyone's game. Still anyone's game. It would be Palisades to Kocher game number 5, right? I think they both have really solid civs there. That was also game number 5 for Sorakuma in the previous round, so that would be a familiar place. Tell me he has arson. Why are we not have arson right now? That archer range would be going down so much faster. I'm a big fan of Feudal Age arson, so you can probably tell. He's getting armor for the long swords. Classic Pro's double range, that needs to be his advantage. Losing this range would hurt. Classic Pro's still microing like a beast over here and keeping those units alive. Man, if only we had an upgrade that allows you to destroy buildings faster. Even faster than this. If only such an upgrade existed. Chat, can you please say arson? Oh, man. Sorakuma. He's defending over here still, and he's taking down houses. Classic Pro's going to be housed again, and he's taken out a Vil. No, not supplies. They removed supplies. Supplies is gone. Give me some arse. Capture Age didn't like that. Come on, bro. He's like, well, you know, I need those resources for Castle Age. It's not that expensive either. I think he'd be getting a lot more value, but clearly that's not in his mind right now. He's going to mark it. Lovely pressure from Sorakuma and lovely defense. There's been no counterattack damage from Classic Pro over the last few moments. We also have a market from Classic Pro as he thinks about Castle Age. Remember, it is one TC scenario. It's still sudden death. So having this forward position in early castle for siege could be really strong. It just feels like such an issue right now, but for Classic Pro to defend. But will Sorakuma sense that the archers are no longer showing themselves? Because those archers are going off. Well, no, they're not going off. The archers are actually coming back home. But you can tell he's thinking about his counterattack. It's an issue. He needs those archers maybe for the longswords that are massacring his base. But I like the idea of trying to sneak. I actually love the idea of looping the long way around. I swear, like, players are really good, but there's also been a heavy dose of luck at times. The fact that he goes into that little opening is so fortunate. But he does get spotted by Sorakuma. Love the outposting from Sorakuma. Is Sorakuma paying attention to this? Looks like he is now. That villager's going to go down. Arson! We've got arson. He's going to arse. Yeah, that range will get arse so fast. Look at it. Yeah, massive jump in damage output. I don't even remember exactly how much it is. +2 attack versus buildings. Boom. Nice quick walls from Sorakuma. Skirms killing these archers before Castle Age would be insane. Like, the army difference would be massive then. There's already an army lead for Sorakuma, who's making more swordsmen. And the production for Classic Pro won't be easy either. His houses are getting sniped. His archer range just got sniped. Another house will get arsed. We do have stables for Classic Pro, so he can't be arsed to stay on range units. But how many houses has he lost and had to rebuild here? So many. Just wild to me. Just absolutely wild to me that we didn't even see a defensive tower from Sorakuma. I would have just dropped one so I wouldn't have to worry about this. But he's tracked the army so nicely. Another house down. These longswords have done 8,500 damage in this game against units and buildings, of course. And now Sorakuma is up, and he is going to build a church on Classic Pro's face. He has to be careful here. He has to be very careful here. Because there's knights on the way. He doesn't see that yet. But he's building a siege workshop. He's building a church. He wants that 5th game there, guys. That church will have a relic in it. But it can also fire arrows onto the TC, which is keeping Classic Pro alive. Amazing from Classic Pro that he's actually been able to keep this army alive. How? He's been tracked the whole way through. So maybe these could get some value, but Elite Skirm's coming in. Church is up. Monk is on the way. There might be some siege, but Classic Pro is going for counters now with these knights. Counters with the crossbows, counters with the knights. Sorakuma's units are kind of awkward to use right now, unless he has siege to go for that town center. Amazing fight from Classic Pro. He actually has the lead, which is crazy, but he is properly gone for counters when need be. Defensive church from Sorakuma on the golds. Really smart move. I think it's cheesy. I kind of hate the fact that you can do that, but, you know, smart move. Needs to get the Vils back to work, though, and now needs to be careful if the knights are here to snipe the skirm, so walling around so we can still go for those crossbows. And refusing to leave the front, hoping to mass some siege to push the TC. Oh, God, the knights are in. And there's no... Oh, God, there's no church here. God can't fire arrows to save you from here. Another great counterattack from Classic Pro, sorry. He massacres the whole wood line. Is there a market for Sorokuma? He does have it. Okay, I think from here, Sorokuma needs everything on gold, and you just YOLO around killing this TC. You're buying wood if you need it for rams. Whatever it is, you're just full commit to taking out the TC. Balance is out the window now. This is far too difficult to stabilize. I guess you could maybe take wood here, but still. I think he'll do that. He's massing a mangonel now. He needs to pay attention. He's busy. Classic Pro has caught him off guard, but there's a monk here. The monk will get a conversion. Maybe? It does get the conversion. And villagers didn't die. And there's a monk over here, but don't convert the weak one. Oh, he switches to the full HP one. And both the knights get deleted. Sick, sick stuff from Sorokuma. And now he's attacking the TC. Oh, Classic Pro's in trouble. Classic Pro's in big trouble right now. Sorokuma has so much gold. It's crazy. He also can dive. If he sees the siege from Classic Pro, he can dive with the longswords. It's risky, but the option's there. Yeah, why not? Yeah, he sends in the knight that he converted and the longswords. But the reason why not is you can lose everything. But it's still just... This TC is a ticking time bomb. If Classic Pro loses this, it's game over, and we go to the 5th game. Again, Sorokuma tracks this. Sorokuma's getting redemption for his monks now to convert siege. What a turnaround! This would be just a crazy turnaround, because he should have been so dead at the start of the previous game. How on earth has he been able to find this in his head, in his mind? Not even skills to pull this off. Yeah, he knows. Just patience now. Patience, wait for the monks. Had monks here. Counter-attacking knights just get converted. And once Sanctity is in, his monks don't get one-shotted by the siege, and he can just convert to win the game. Oh. So, Classic Pro knows he's going to die. He knows he's going to die. And so he is going to try a desperation play to loop around and castle drop the TC from Sorokuma. It's a great play. It's a really good play. But Sorokuma has outposts. Now, I don't know if he's looking because he's so close to defeating the enemy. He might still be looking here. Does he see that? Okay, I think he does. He needs to send all of his vills there to attack, and he needs his monks to convert. And he needs to still focus here, which he is doing. Does he convert the mangonel? He will. And Sorokuma is dropping building foundations to block potential castles. There go all the vills. Here comes some longswords as well, though. The castle's on the way up. The TC's on the way down. I don't know if this is enough for Classic Pro. He doesn't have enough time. The longswords are here. He's repairing everything he can. And he's just going to click. That castle's not going up, guys. With longswords and skirms there, I don't see it. And now Sorokuma spots this. He backs away. Castle's at 50%. We're going to a game 5. I think. I mean, maybe more vills come forward and meet the same fate. Well, I mean... He's getting more hits. It's a 60% now. But now all the siege gets converted. And he has no way to defend himself. And that TC is going to be down. And wow! How on earth has Sorokuma done this? I thought this was so over. What a turnaround. This is sick. Like, earlier in the cast, I kind of complained about some of the ways I was unlucky when I played Sorokuma. I like to draw the parallels between different sets and different things to give you guys a better picture. But what I also failed to kind of allude to, and I've said this when talking to practice partners, you're going to be lucky, you're going to be unlucky, okay? The better player is going to turn it. You got to find a way to turn it around if you're the better player. And Sorokuma, maybe not showing he's the better player yet because it's 2-2, but he's had a lot go wrong in the previous game. Even had a lot go wrong in this game, and he just stayed consistent. Damn. So, just like in the round of 16 for both of these two, we will go to the 5th game. And just like in Sorakuma's prior series, it will be on Palisade Socotra. So there's some parallels there. Damn. For Classic Pro, he just couldn't keep up in Feudal. He couldn't keep up in Dark Age initially, but then he couldn't keep up in Feudal. Longsword just paid off so much for Sorakuma. I was really impressed with Classic Pro's counterattacks. I was equally as impressed with the defense from Sorakuma, because that's not easy to do. And it's so easy when you get countered like that to run away and like bring your army back and move away from the push, and he just never did that. If he had to build a church or if he had to lose vills, he would choose any of those, no problem. And, well played. GG, we move into the 5th game now. All right. Same deal. They just immediately play the next game. Hopefully we don't miss any details. And we are sped up here, catching up to live time. We are at live time, where Classic Pro has wandered forward without Loom, with 1 vill. Might be a little bit risky here. He came forward to kill off those zebras and lame a little bit. But Sorakuma has brought 2, and Sorakuma's aiming to get the block and kill that vill right now. Is that doable? Both scouts are weak. The Georgian scout will eventually regenerate, so killing that would be very nice for Sorakuma. His scout now is 1 hit away from death. He can't really use that, and Classic Pro goes for the quick walls. But, he needs it again, and in the clutch, he gets it. We'll see if he can keep that up. That was really impressive from Classic Pro. And he got the lame. Scout he might not be able to kill. That scout will probably run home for Sorakuma, but he can't push the zebra then with his scout if the scout from Classic Pro is around. The scout is dead. Now, Classic Pro also didn't have to bring in his elephant right away, which Sorakuma did, so there's actually a bit less decay because you have more villagers eating the elephant. And he has the mule cart. Unlike any other civ, we start with it, and he can just walk over here and take the zebra. So this is definitely better for Classic Pro. Bohemians don't have any Dark Age bonuses. Where they get really strong is with using the market and mining lots of stone and gold. But that's tough to do when your stone and gold is all outside of your walls here. It's a very safe wood line. But, yeah, I think Sorakuma is hoping to get away with lots of gold mining, but I just... Is it crazy to say I would have preferred the Burmese here over the Bohemians? Free wood upgrade, extra attack on your spears, cheap monk upgrades. At least they have slightly better eco. I don't know. I guess Bohemians have a higher ceiling. Georgians are definitely one of the better civs for this map, so that's a good pick from Classic Pro. Really nice that the scout can maybe push in some zebra. So, luckily for Sorakuma, there's not resources that he should be seeing right now. So, not having the scout doesn't hurt that much. He might think this is just a 2-tile gold, but it's actually 5. But he sees the stone, he sees this gold, so he sees gold and stone on either side here. My guess would be he will go for Feudal and Spearman, expecting the Georgian player to go Scouts. I would love an Archer opening from Classic Pro. When your opponent doesn't have the Scout, that'd be so good. But again, Stone and Gold's forward, so. What's up, Syro? Welcome. T90, how do these salmon points work? We give these to you, and you give free subs in return, question mark. The salmon points work like this. You earn currency for watching the channel. This currency can be spent on absolutely nothing. And then if you would like to bet more of that currency and earn absolutely nothing, you can do so. Sounds exciting, right? It must be good because people are always asking for it. But yeah, there's no rewards. I've been thinking about doing rewards, but we never really got around to it, so. Sorry about that. It's just like... just to have some fun. Thank you, Blake. Thank you, General. Thank you, Grunty, Zucchini, Forgetful Giraffe. Thank you guys so much for the resubs. I finally found the moment to say thank you to everybody. It is September. If you're going to support, or if you already sub and want to continue to do so, 25 to 30% off, depending on how long you commit to it, on new subs this month. No discount on gifted subs, all you gifters. That will happen the last 5 days of September, though, so. Also, if you hear thunder, sorry. There's a bit of a storm outside. So, Classic Pro is the mule card over here. Is going to build another mule card here, which... Wow, he's making militia? Interesting. Well, he is up really fast. It's just rare you're in Feudal Age and then making the militia. Sorakuma's still not up yet. So really uncomfortable feeling for Sorakuma because he doesn't know what's coming. He's not on any gold. He's hoping to get a bit of a wall off here, but he'll see the militia and he'll back away. The scout's still super weak. It can block a little bit, but this should never be enough where there's a villager kill. That's still good from Classic Pro. That scout will regen, so... Sorakuma needs to re-wall, fall back into his base, which he'll do. No! Don't lose your scout, bro! I mean, the regen is so slow, but still, I would say bring that scout around to the sides and scout, or just sit it right underneath your TC and let it sit there. Take a break for a bit. Will that play a role? I think this is actually kind of good for Sorakuma. This super late Man-at-Arms play doesn't accomplish anything. And so that's big investment with no payoff. And now Sorakuma knows what you're going for. He knows you're going for a range follow-up because the follow-up to Man-at-Arms is always archers. If Classic Pro would have been sitting here massing archers, I think Sorakuma could have made a bunch of spears that would have had no value and then been surprised. Sorakuma will drop a house, will drop an outpost on the left. And obviously can't do anything over here, but resources collected is pretty close. Horse collar's in for Sorakuma, so his farms will last longer. I do love this from Classic Pro. I'm hoping he will notice that there is still a gap over here, because he hasn't scouted that. Just so easy to feel like in a high-pressure situation, you have to do so much. And I really think Sorakuma is kind of the master of taking it easy, taking his time. Classic Pro has really tried to do a lot the last 2 games that I don't think was necessary. He just played solid the first 2 games. He just played Unbreakable and won in Castle Age, but... Man-at-Arms will be through the gate, maybe. Sorakuma waits to the last possible second there. Damn. And doesn't lose a Vil. Man, made that look easy. And now Fletching is on the way. Man-at-Arm is down. Sorakuma's chilling, man. Sorakuma's chilling. Going full skirms against the archers, against the Man-at-Arms. And Classic Pro did build an outpost here, so he'll get to see everything. And he even has the house over here and an outpost here, which I think is a good move. But how do you stop skirm now? You don't have an easy answer to skirms unless you want to switch to scouts. That is pretty common here. Margugu did that against Sorakuma. And then Sorakuma added his own scouts, but he was also playing as Khmer then. Wheelbarrow comes in for Sorakuma. This would be where I'd expect a lot of Vils start to go to gold. And he would drop a market now. I think Classic Pro is going to feel as though he needs to do something crazy. This would be wild to find value here. But he can see it. And Sorakuma can't. And now Sorakuma reacts. Damn, what a reaction. You have so little vision there. Now he sees it. He's not, doesn't seem to be worried. He'll continue his market. He'll continue his wall. He wants to protect this gold. Scouts now from Classic Pro behind this. But he has to prevent the walls first. If the walls are up and scouts start to come in, there's a lot of time for Sorakuma to balance this. Villager's exposed. Sorakuma is just so unbelievably casual about things sometimes. But he saves everything. That's the thing. Kills the Man-at-Arm. Okay, but did he see that scout? I think he did. It attacked the house, which obviously Classic Pro wasn't trying to do. And Sorakuma says, that's just one scout. I don't care. I'll dive in against your archers. I'll bring my Vils for that scout. Maybe gives himself a shot to re-wall this real quick. Damn, that's some sick value. He does have a spear on the way. Classic Pro sees it. Classic Pro will kill it. And now the skirms are exposed, and Classic Pro gets what he wants. I do think he maybe needs to calm down on the scout production now, but that's exactly what he wanted. I think a tower is necessary for Sorokuma, and he'll place it. I wouldn't hate Classic Pro building a tower in range of this tower where he can put his archers in to shoot that down. You're really worried when the opponent has a market, they're going to make it to Castle Age right now. There's going to be one additional skirm from Sorokuma sitting behind the gate here. Tower will go up. No movement from Classic Pro. I'm seeing Vils come forward. I think he will do what I said. Try and take down the tower. Actually, what might be better... I'm a really big fan of taking down the towers, but I think what has more of an effect is to build the tower here and deny the golds. But then the tower is not between you and the enemy, which is kind of awkward. Well, actually, he just brought more Vils to gold. There's still a hole. Oh my god, okay. Sorokuma doesn't know there's a hole, but there is still a hole. Well, second range for Sorokuma. We're seeing another skirm in production here. I think he will try and play skirm and monk. Maybe even skirms into something like hand cannons in the long run here. Bohemians do not have very good stable units, so adding a stable here would be a bit weird. And he builds a house, calm and defense, keeps the units out. We'll be in Castle Age faster. The game is dead even right now. There should be value for Classic Pro having the scouts against any monks. But then again, it's like not a very mobile map. But like he didn't do before, he backs away with his scout, so it'll heal up. And is still trying to frustrate Sorokuma. Also, this outpost, which will go down soon, is showing him the archery range. So he knows it's double range commitment. He hasn't seen an archer yet. But Sorokuma's plan is going to be... Oh, it's actually triple range. Sorokuma's plan is to be going crossbow. And probably get early chemistry, which is crazy strong with Bohemians. There's University. A University is spotted by Classic Pro. What do you do, guys? What do you make? As Georgians here. I don't actually know. His scouts are trapped in here. His scouts can't escape. The spearman comes in and gets a hit. They still can't escape. So all the scouts will be dead. Bodkin's on the way. He's going to go monks. And he's dropping churches here. This will defend his gold. Without churches, he could be dead right now. You need to build the churches faster. Never mind. Churches build really fast. If churches built as fast as they should build for balance reasons, that would have been an issue. But they build so freaking fast, it's not a problem at all. It's all part of the plan. And double church actually defends. Sorokuma still hasn't clicked chemistry. Still hasn't clicked crossbow. Still hasn't made monks. There's a lot of things he could do right now. And it felt like he was going to have this big injection of military. Lots of crossbow numbers. But then he researched Bodkin and just stopped. We'll see if Classic Pro can save the knight. Doesn't save it. But it will be hand cannons for Sorokuma. Hand cannons and siege. Ooh, boy. That's going to be strong, man. Hand cannons are so good. They're costly, but look at how much food Sorokuma is banking up. So that explains the 3 ranges. I think Classic Pro needs skirmishers with siege, with monks. He needs a really big combination here. Also, they could go into the back there. That could be annoying for Classic Pro. Sorokuma knows the Civ. He's going for Fervor now. Makes the Vils faster. And soon will be triple archery range production. Sorokuma does not see this stone yet, but if this little Arby gets to see it, that's a pretty big move. I also could find the relic there. But the stone's the big one for a castle. There's a bunch of vills on stone here for Classic Pro. And he's just bracing himself for this. Still has the outposts on this side, so he can see if units are hopping out of the range, and there they go. Sorakuma is placing these units here, thinking they're hidden, but the outpost spoils it, of course. Yeah, just patrolling on that relic now. There's a siege tower inside of that siege workshop, guys. And the monk... monk could still go down. Monk does go down. I mean, we've seen siege towers do some crazy things in this tournament. They made siege towers cheaper. And there's been some masterpieces. You could put the hand cannons inside of the siege towers to roll in towards the monks. That's the idea here. Oh, but he needs to do it now. He needs to do it now. Interesting. He's doing it with the rams. Wow, so he didn't show the siege tower yet. I mean, the siege tower is way faster. There are mangonels behind for Classic Pro that Sorakuma doesn't see. If he went in with the siege tower, this would be great. The rams he can lose instantly. He just didn't expect it. He hops out. He'll kill the monks, but he loses the ram. Why are we making the siege tower? That's He's got to back away. The rams are just completely wasted there. Nice defense there from Sorakuma. Sorry, from Classic Pro. I'd actually love to see the hand cannons counterattack back here. And, okay, chat, are you still here? I think we're still live. My power went out. But I have a backup battery. So, there's a big lightning strike outside my house, so. A little scary, okay. Devotion now for Sorakuma. Man, why did he make a siege tower? Why did you make a siege tower? I don't understand. I don't understand. He doesn't understand the way. If you get into the siege tower, you roll in there, you can snipe the mangonels and snipe the monks. Like, we saw it in games before. Okay, now here he goes for the attempt. He has to stop this castle. That's such a good castle from Classic Pro. Here he goes. There's a mangonel here as well. Does the castle get denied? Was it all part of his plan? The siege tower completely undoes the defense. He's got to get back in. Look, shoots the mangonel, out again. Shoots the monk, out again. Castle's being rammed. Siege tower's pretty weak. Out, fire. He's actually blocking the projectiles. Oh my god, that's crazy. He killed another mangonel. Siege towers, legitimately OP in these settings. Game 5. Castle's at 80%. Will it go up? It should go up. And then the hand cannons have to make sure they're out of here. A lot of monks are getting sniped. Castle's at 95% now. Castle's going to complete. Monks have gone down. The mangonel's there for the rams. Castle will complete. Now the castle can fire on the hand cannons. If Sorakuma would have had the siege tower earlier, I think that castle gets denied. Now, he could still win it. It's still winnable. He can move out to stone. He can move out to more gold. But the siege tower was the play before those two rams went in, before the initial hand cannons. Well played from Classic Pro to hold on there. Now, the devs nerfed the siege tower because of that trick being used for other things, so there's a hesitation when you hop out. It's not as crazy as it used to be, but you notice how the units kind of freeze right when they eject. So that's not a user error thing. That's just how the siege towers are balanced. And Sorakuma gets found on this side, no tower to protect. And Classic Pro is locked in with the monks right now. He also has Manaspa ready to produce and raid at any point in time. Nice job from Classic Pro. He could build another castle soon, guys. But the monks weren't converting. And he'll lose a lot of monks here. And he might eventually run out of gold. He does have gold over here for now. What wins? Hand cannons or Manaspa? I'm inclined to say that hand cannons win. I mean, hand cannons are an Imperial Age unit. And he might loop around and go for the town center right now. He's re-walling because he doesn't want his own TC pushed. I'd love to see Sorokuma with his own monks, but that also takes time and focus away from this push. Yeah, here he goes with those hand cannons. Has full armor on them. Another church from Classic Pro in defense because he's worried about this. Seems like Sorokuma is just going to push the range. He might be thinking there's skirms in there. Oh, guys. Classic Pro's making petards. He's doing what... He's going to try what he did against Nikov. And he has the Manaspa for the Rams. The Manaspa dive. The Manaspa will die, but they take the Rams. And then there's monks. Mangonel... Ooh, almost got sniped there. He's torn between making petards and Manaspa, but I think the way this is going, it has to be full petards for Classic Pro to have any chance. Distract with the Manaspa, full petard action, and hope for the best. Because he is not winning fights anymore. Oh, and then a castle as well would be so sick. Oh, no! But now Sorokuma has enough for a castle! Sorokuma, they're both going to castle drop each other, maybe. Sorokuma can build it right on the walls. There's nothing to stop it. Classic Pro does actually have some resistance. He's looking now, but there's hand cannons here, which makes it tough. Holy crap, bro! This castle's not going up. Sorokuma's denying it. The hand cannons are sitting on the foundation. This castle is going up. There's still petards, but there's not enough. Now that castle's being built. There are Manaspa here to support. Maybe Classic Pros goes up, but if Sorokuma runs in right now, he could get to the TC and win. Manaspa are diving. The Manaspa are getting some kills. The castle will range the TC for both. But Sorokuma's fully garrisoned. He has chemistry. He can take down the gate, and he can fire on that with everything he's got. And the castle's not completed yet for Classic Pro. This is about to be a reverse sweep from Sorokuma. Absolutely ridiculous run in this tournament. It's got to be petards for Classic Pro. Sorokuma is sitting in his TC with hand cannons. He may need to hop out at the perfect moment. Classic Pro's repairing with everything he's got left. Classic Pro has to move soon. Maybe try and distract with Vils and the Manaspa. You got to be shooting the TC right now if you're Sorokuma. Petards! He's sending the mule carts! He's sending the mule carts! He's sending the monks! It only takes 5 petards, guys. It only takes 5 petards! There's a bunch of petards! There's a bunch of petards! They're getting shot before they hit! No way! They're getting hit before they hit the thing, and the hit and the petards and the Vils, and it's not enough! Sorokuma repair! Sorokuma repair! Oh my god, he's alive! He's alive! He's losing his hand cannons to a church, but he is alive. Barely. He is repairing. There are 4 more petards for Classic Pro, but he can't go yet. He's out of wood! He's out of wood to repair. You gotta go. You gotta go. The hand cannons are out of position! There's only 4! Oh. Oh my freaking god, dude. I'm losing my mind over here. What a game. I'm screaming. I gotta have neighbors complaining about me. What in the world? Oh. Sorokuma completes the reverse sweep. Wins 3 straight. What a series. What a turnaround, man. And I think he had the right idea. Obviously, it wasn't like perfect the whole way through, but it never is going to be in competitive, crazy series in sudden death. I loved Sorokuma's thought to go for the siege tower. I mean, initially I was critical. He didn't do it to deny the first castle. I think he could have done that. But that helped him against some of the monks. Also, this is a weird detail, but I really think it plays a role, and this is what just keeps me coming back to Age of Empires, right? This is part of the reason I'm addicted. Remember, Sorokuma didn't have scouting, okay? He had really bad scouting this game. And at a certain point, this little archer, where are you? Okay, at a certain point, he wins this little fight. And he runs through, and Classic Pro's like, nah, I'm not going to kill this. I'm going to try and convert. I'm not going to chase this. I want to show you what Sorokuma found with this. He sees the whole area of the map, which he eventually castle drops. He sees a relic. But, more importantly, he finds that stone. And then wouldn't you know it, later on in this game, a lot happens. Maybe he finds the stone anyways. Maybe this is a stupid point. But he gets to the stone, which is the key. And then obviously gets to the castle. Classic Pro made how many petards this game? 12? Amazing job from Sorakuma to also defend himself with army instead of sending everything forward. And that's a ridiculous comeback. 3 straight wins. He should have lost the 3rd game. Like, game 3, I said was over. And he wins 3 straight. And is in the semifinals. Damn. Heartbreaking for Classic Pro. He's really good. He deserves our salutes. He played very well. And it's more heartbreaking, not because of game number 4 and game number 5, but the problem is because game number 3, he had won. Like, if he didn't go too crazy game number 3, he probably does win that game. But the power of Portuguese brought Sorakuma back, and Sorakuma showed some real mental fortitude there to get the win. So he wins 3-2. We'll see him in the semis. And, damn. Anywho, we're going to look through the bracket real quick, just update you on what the other sets are. We have another set today. I'll have to take a quick break here. Thankfully, my power's back on and my backup battery saved us, so no issues with the stream here. Sorakuma is waiting for the winner of the next series, which is Dudazu versus freaking Andy. Dudazu has been a maniac. He's the one who won with 3 pop the other day. So we'll see if the legend of Dudazu lives on. Stick around for that. The other sets, which will be tomorrow, FYI, is Lewis and Sebastian and Yo and Hart. So those are some really big sets.